Hey, I'm Sarah, and I was just sent this foot massager. This isn't the normal foot massager that I've seen because this thing is thin and you can use it without having to plug it in. So you can completely recharge it, and it has a TENS unit on there. So it's not the traditional, compression and massaging. It's got these pulsating vibrations that run up and through your feet all the way through, and you can also put in the little extra pads if you had other spots. So I'm an athlete and I do a lot of exercising, so having anything for recovery is fantastic, and this does all of the spots. Now this is also, you have a nice little carrying handle here, and you can prop it up, so if you did want to have your feet elevated, you have that. This has a nice raised area here for your arches of your feet, and you've got your plugins over here along with your charging port. So I'm going to bring you in here close and we will take a look at this and put it to the test. So this has 10 different modes, and here are all the different modes that it does and kind of what it's used for. So it is great because you've got your TENS unit things up here, and then you can see your EMS, your pulsating things up here. It does have a 400 milliamp hour battery, and this is your remote. It just magnets right in there, so you don't have to reach over and do anything. So your remote just sits in there and then magnets on. Said this part just goes back. You've got your non-slip grips here on the bottom. And then on the side, you have your ports. So your ports are used, you actually have 4 of these little kind of sticky pads. So it's your TENS unit that will just plug right into here. And then we'll put them right there. So here is your remote and everything up close. We press our power button and it all comes right on. You can see you've got a standard 30 minutes. You have your mode over here and your levels. You can just use the remote, put your levels all the way up to level 50 as far as your intensity. And then your modes, you have 10 different modes. And now this is on mode 3, which according to the book on there, it'll tell you what that mode actually is and what the benefits are for it. But you can definitely feel the difference. And as you can see, there's no movement on here. It is all just pulsating. So I'm going to set the time. You can get your time all the way up to an hour, and then down as low up to about 5 minutes. So when we use this, I'm going to turn this off. You need to have bare feet. So we're going to turn it on. And I will select a mode here. We'll do mode 4, which is acupuncture. And then we just select the levels. Now this is a really low level, and I can kind of feel a little bit of tingling going through my feet and just up the side of my calves. And it's just a really neat feeling. It's got pulse repetition frequencies of 0 to 200 hertz. And the entire size of this thing, it's about 12 by 14-ish. So that is really, really nice sizing that you can store. Now this, it feels really cool. On mode 4 and 11, I can feel all sorts of tingling all the way through this part of my foot and coming up the back of my leg. So now I'm actually going to try on the TENS unit, and we will put this little TENS part on here to try some of these other functions. So now I'm going to try out the actual TENS unit pads. These are nice and moist pads, so it will stick to your skin. That way it doesn't kind of give you that like almost shock feeling. And we will plug them into the sides and make sure they're plugged in on each one of these. Then we can use this all together at once. So when we are selecting our areas, you just simply pull off this pad, and then we put it wherever we're wanting to have it. All right, so now I've got these all set up on my back. I'm just gonna lower that back down. Then, woo! I can feel it tingling on my back. That's really neat. Now I'm gonna switch it over to 4 because it says that's for lumbar. And it's kind of doing this like pulsating thing. Now, while the TENS units are hooked in, you actually, this bottom part isn't working, so it's just one or the other. But that feels really nice, and it just kind of stimulates those muscles and makes them contract and relax. So then all that blood can come through and start doing its thing. So this is a great recovery tool. I love how small it is as far as your thinness and the capabilities that it has.